Hey, what's up, everyone, and welcome back to Cinematic Reviews presented by Quantum Podcast. As always, I'll be your host, Chris, and this is a show about all things movies and TV. Well, we're finally going to be talking about the Super Mario Galaxy movie, one of the most anticipated films of the year. It came out last month. It took us a little bit of time to get here. It's just been really crazy with the content lately. So we're catching up on some of these new releases. We'll do Super Mario Galaxy movie today. We'll do Michael Jackson a little later this week, and then we'll roll out Mortal Kombat 2 next week. That'll be coming out this weekend. Super excited about that. There's a lot of new releases coming up, so I wanted to make sure we get back on schedule. So today we're going to talk about the newest Super Mario movie. We're also talking about a couple of other reaction series in news and reactions today. A couple of shows that I've been meaning to talk about as well. Then we'll get into all the different rankings and things like that with the Super Mario movie, like Best in Show and Blockbuster Showdown. A lot of stuff to cover today. A couple of reminders before we dive into things. You can watch the show every week at youtube.com/the cinematic reviews. You can also listen to the audio version on your favorite podcast service. We are around the globe, so any service that you use, you can find us on there. Just search for Cinematic Reviews. Also, check out all the social media pages for the podcast. That's on Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok. Post all the graphics from all the episodes on there, as well as other news and trailers and things like that. You'll find all the shorts on YouTube and TikTok and all the other platforms as well. Lots of content for you guys to watch for Cinematic Views. And thank you for supporting the podcast all these years. We're now in year 4. It's been a long road. We are in 2 years into the video version of the podcast, so it's very exciting to do that. Also, check out the official website for the podcast, cinematic-reviews.com. You can watch the episodes on there, rank the movies with the popcorn scale that I use on the show every episode as well, and some trivia games and more to come on the website. It's constantly growing, always adding new features on there, so check that out today, cinematic-reviews.com. So with that, let's head over to news and reactions for the 2 reaction series that I have for y'all today. First up, we're going to talk about Netflix's newest documentary, Trust Me, the False Prophet. This is the documentary on the Samuel Bateman, I don't know what word to use here, disaster, grotesque situation that happened with the Mormon community. Let me pull up the name here. The Fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Like I said, Samuel Bateman thought that he was the true successor to Warren Jeffs. This cult expert named Christine and her husband Tolga go undercover to reveal what Samuel Bateman has been doing with this group of women of all ages, anywhere from 60 years old, 50 years old, all the way down to 9 years old. He's got multiple wives, so he's been dipping his toe into the polygamy of marriage. He's marrying the mothers, he's marrying the daughters of the women that he's already married to. It's a disgusting and horrific environment to be around as we dive into this. But Christine and her husband Tolga did a fantastic job, I think, going undercover, getting the footage, getting Samuel Bateman to basically praise himself, feeling he's done nothing wrong, that he is a true prophet of the Lord, and that he is the successor of Warren Jeffs, who was one of the previous president of the FLDS, or the Latter-day Saints community. He has now been taken over since Warren Jeffs was imprisoned. He was basically the similar crimes that Samuel Bateman was eventually charged with. Just a grotesque situation, but the documentary itself, very, very well done. It's a horrific thing to dive into and talk about, but it's a necessary one, and people need to be aware of these various religious communities, these women that were taken advantage of, but also needed to wake up to reality that, hey, this isn't just happening to you. It's happening to your children. It's happening to your young daughters, the young women of the future. And it's just a disgusting situation that this guy, Samuel Bateman, took advantage of all these women, took advantage of their faith and exploited it for his own gain and his own pleasures of the flesh and whatever else you wanted to call it. It's just a disgusting situation. Samuel Bateman is behind bars. I believe he was sentenced to like 20 to life or something like that. Let me pull up the charges here. I know they briefly talked about it in the documentary, but I want to make sure I get this right. He was sentenced to 50 years in prison for the sexual abuse ring that he was running in the Colorado City of the FLDS. So he is currently behind bars where he belongs, and he will probably not get out of there whatsoever. But yeah, so check out Netflix's newest documentary, Trust Me, The False Prophet, today, if you want to dive into this horrific event that just shocked the entire nation. I gave the documentary 5 popcorns. I thought it was very well done, very put together by Christine and her husband. They did a fantastic job of going undercover to reveal everything that's been going on with Samuel Bateman. I can't imagine the aftermath of this with not just the young women involved in this, but Christine and Toga themselves, what mental state they were in once they released this out into the public, once their job was done and they got everything they needed. They got very close to the women involved. They even recruited a couple of them, as you see through the documentary, to help them uncover and put the evidence against Samuel Bateman. So I can't even imagine the emotional, mental, physical toll that went on those involved with this case. Is just truly horrific. Prayers and thoughts go out to them, all who were affected by this. But bravo to Christine and her husband for taking that brave step and going undercover and revealing what was going on in this community. So bravo to them. Great job on this documentary. Next up, on a little more brighter note, it's a show that we've talked about previously on the podcast, and that is The Pitt Season 2. Season 2 has wrapped up and is now fully on HBO Max, so go ahead and check that out. Fantastic show. It's one of my favorite shows recently with, Euphoria, The Boys. Now that The Boys is wrapping up, jury's out on when Euphoria ends, if they're going to end it after Season 3 or they're going to do another one. It looks like The Pitt will be getting another season, and I hope that this becomes the new ER, where you can go 15 seasons down, maybe swap out the cast periodically. But this is a great kind of, I guess, somewhat modern take on ER. There's a lot of ER aspects, and not just because Noah Wyle was in both shows, but there is a lot of similarities between the two. I think this is kind of like this generation's ER, if you know what I mean. And it's truly fantastic. The cases are wild. You get to actually learn a lot. I've learned a lot on this from watching the show. Reading the research on this, they did a lot of their homework on what actually ERs like The Pitt go through with trauma. This season they threw a little curveball where they took down all the electronics. So there was some kind of hack in these medical facilities with their systems. So they had to completely shut it down for most of the season. So they went back to the old days, similar to what ER had to do back in the 90s, where everything was on paper. Everything was faxed and ran through the hospital. It wasn't all through emails and Microsoft Teams messages or loaded up in a digital database. They had to go fully analog most of the season. I thought that was a really cool curveball that they threw in here. Cast is fantastic. Pretty much everyone returns. You got Dr. Robbie, played again by Noah Wyle. You got Dr. Langdon returning from his, hiatus of his drug abuse that he dealt with in season 1. Nurse Dana is back and leading the charge. You have the newest member, Dr. McKay, who seems to be possibly taking over for Dr. Robbie when he goes on vacation, but he's kind of dragging his feet. You have Mel, who returns. Santos is back. You have Whitaker, who I love. But pretty much everyone is back in here. And like I said, it's a fantastic season to a great show. I absolutely love it. I'm giving the season 2 of The Pitt the golden popcorn. like I did season 1. It's just truly fantastic. I'm excited for season 3. Can't wait to see what route they go down. We've done the 4th of July now with this season. We'll see what they have in the next season. Maybe we could do like a winter one where you deal with a lot of like frostbite and hypothermia cases. Maybe this one was 4th of July, so it's really hot. A lot of heat exhaustion, bodies overheating type situations, which was cool. A few fireworks explosions going off with severed fingers and things like that. But very fantastic way to do a season 2 of the show. And like I said, I'm excited for season 3. So check out The Pit. Both seasons 1 and 2 now available on HBO Max. Well, that's going to do it for today's news and reactions. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll get into our featured film of the day, the Super Mario Galaxy movie. This episode is brought to you by Dubby Energy. Still drinking energy that quits before you do? Stop crashing, stop shaking, and start performing. Meet Dubby Energy, clean energy made for gamers, creators, and anyone who refuses to slow down. With zero sugar, no jitters, and no crash, Dubby keeps you locked in whether you're grinding ranked, streaming for hours, or pushing through those late nights. There's no crash, no fade, just gas. Drink different, perform better. Grab Dubby Energy and use code Cinematic10 to get 10% off your order today.
There's a huge universe out there. With a lot of galaxies.
We gotta get everyone out of here. Go, go, go! Mamma mia.
I demand that you release my father.
Over my dead body.
Fine with me.
My Koopas! Your king has returned!
Long live the king!
The Bowser name shall be feared once more.
Oh no! Everyone calm down.
Toad, pack our things.
Let's go.
Let's go!
Oh, princess, you're going to regret that.
The Super Mario Galaxy movie came out on April 1st, believe it or not. April Fool's Day is when they decided to release this film, which was on a Wednesday. Pretty odd and very unusual when they release a movie on Wednesdays. I think the first movie actually came out on Wednesday too. You know, these big blockbuster family films, they sometimes, instead of waiting till Thursday night, they'll some early Wednesday showings. But a movie like this, I think Sonic, maybe I've done it, but I know the one for sure was the first Super Mario movie. They did that too. It was on a Wednesday, but it's funny that this ended up coming out on April Fool's Day. Maybe they planned it. Maybe it's just a coincidence, but it did come out on April 1st of this year. Budget of about 110 million, and it has grossed so far about 900 million. So it's dominating the box office. We'll see if it hits $1 billion before it gets pulled. I don't think a movie this year has hit $1 billion, Let's check here. 2026 movie box office billion mark. Let's see if any movie so far. I don't think so. I think Mario is the closest one. Yeah, so Mario is the closest one. It has passed 900 million as of today or as of yesterday, and it is on track to hit $1 billion by the time it ends. It's run this month, actually, is what they're projecting. So by the end of May, this will have crossed $1 billion, and looks like it's going to be the first one. Let's just triple check here because I don't want to tell you guys wrong. Those were no. Yeah, it looks like this will be the first one to hit $1 billion if it does. I think the next one afterwards will probably be either The Mandalorian, Toy Story, or Spider-Man. I think one of those will get the $1 billion mark. Maybe all three of them, maybe two of them do. I'm pretty sure Avengers Doomsday will hit 2 billion. Could be 3 billion. We'll see. Dune Part 3 could hit $1 billion. The Odyssey, unlikely that'll hit $1 billion, but I think that'll make a high mark though in the box office. But it's looking like Super Mario Galaxy will be the first $1 billion movie of the year by the end of this month. So that's pretty exciting for that franchise. Brief synopsis just to kind of catch you up if you haven't seen the movie in a while like I have, or if you haven't seen it at all. So Mario ventures into space, exploring cosmic worlds and tackling galactic challenges far from the familiar Mushroom Kingdom. So they do go to space, just like in the video game Mario Galaxy, which is one of my favorite Mario games of all time. So when I heard that the sequel is going to be based off the Galaxy games, I was like, hell yes. But they have to add Yoshi on there, and they did add Yoshi, and they did a fantastic job with the Yoshi character. Very excited, very pleased on how they brought this Galaxy game to life and left plenty of room to expand the universe. I think the rumor is that the third movie could be the Super Mario Odyssey movie. But I'm also waiting for the Super Smash Brothers, the Smash Brothers movie, which a lot of people are saying probably not going to happen. I think even Nintendo has said that it's not going to happen. I'm calling bullshit on that. This movie pretty much confirms that they are going to do a Smash Brothers movie eventually. Will it be within the next 2 years? Maybe not. Will it be in the next 5? Pretty likely that it will be. I mean, we got introduced some more characters in here, and we have more coming. So we've had the Sonic movies going on, which could get a little bit tricky, but Sonic does eventually make his way into the Smash Brothers games. So they could do a Spider-Man route with the two studios, make a deal. Same thing with Link. The Legend of Zelda live action is coming out here, I believe, next year. Now, that's a little tricky with it being live action, but I think they could pull it off if they decide to do it. We have Fox McCloud in here who got introduced. That just leaves Falco and the Pokemon part, which we've gotten with Detective Pikachu. So that's another part of the universe that we've already been associated with. So I think Super Smash Brothers movie is pretty much a definite at this point. It's just a matter of when do they actually announce it and when is it coming out. So, but that's just my theory. But I think within the next 5 years, we're going to get some sort of Smash Brothers movie, because this film pretty much just confirmed it, that they are planning on expanding this universe beyond Mario. So let's run through the cast here, and we'll talk about some of the cameos and call-outs as well there was a big cameo fest with a lot of cool call-outs as well. So Mario, once again, played by Chris Pratt. I really like Chris Pratt's version of Mario. Now, granted, he's in this one, he's not really the star of the movie. It seems more driven towards Rosalina and Peach and Yoshi. You know, it's kind of strange that Mario isn't really the main character in a Super Mario movie. But that's just kind of how this universe works. You know, eventually, I would like to see Luigi get his own movie with Luigi's Haunted Mansion, which Charlie Day is more than willing to do. He has even said that he has talked to the studio about making that. So I think that could be one of the new movies coming out for the next few years, is a Luigi Haunted Mansion, which I'm super excited about. He, again, played by Charlie Day, like I said. Great. I love Charlie Day's version of Luigi. He's got the voice and just the reactions and mannerisms are so great with his voice acting. Princess Peach, played once again by Anya Taylor-Joy. Fantastic as Princess Peach. I love her. I love Anya Taylor-Joy just in general, so I'm a little bit biased on that, but she did a fantastic job with Princess Peach once again. Keegan-Michael Key returns as the voice of Toad. Gets a little bit more to do on here. His interactions with Yoshi is really cool. Yoshi voiced surprisingly by Donald Glover, which you probably can't tell, but it was Donald Glover doing the Yoshi voices, or the noises, I should say. Bowser, played again by Jack Black. We have newcomer Bowser Jr., voiced by Benny Safdie, who was really good. I like the Bowser Jr. Interpretation in here. Brie Larson also joins the universe as Rosalina. She did a great job as well. She gets that really cool scene where she's battling Bowser Jr. in that big machine, and then she kind of gets trapped for most of the film after that. But I think Brie Larson, who I'm not a huge fan of, but I think she did a really good job as Rosalina. And then the man of the hour, the guy that I will be super biased about during this entire review episode, Fox McCloud, voiced by Glenn Powell, who, if I haven't mentioned it on the show yet, or if you haven't watched an episode of me talking about it, Glenn Powell has become one of my favorite actors as of now. He is really good at anything that you put him in there. Like Twisters, he was fantastic. Anybody But You, a rom-com that I really enjoy. I've seen probably like 20 times. Him and Sydney Sweeney have really good chemistry. He voices Fox McCloud, which I was super excited about, but also bummed out when they revealed that he was going to be in this movie before it premiered. I wish they would have kept this a secret and not spoiled it, but it got me super pumped for it even more when they released that Glenn Powell was voicing Fox McCloud. And I hope, and I'm pretty sure that this is all but confirmed, that we will get a Star Fox movie, and I'm very excited for Glenn Powell to return as Fox McCloud because he did a fantastic job as bringing Fox to life finally in a movie. Some of the cameos and call-outs go with the rest of the cast. We got Mr. Game & Watch towards the end, so that's the scene that really did it for me when I'm like, okay, they are setting up a Smash Brothers movie like hard, because Mr. Game & Watch is a huge part of the Smash Brothers universe in the games. Like, he's a character that my brother and I would always play constantly because of the ridiculousness of the character and his powers. But putting him in this movie all but confirms that they're going to do a Smash Brothers movie eventually. We got introduced to the Pikemen in this universe, which was great. Another game that probably a lot of you played. Baby Mario and Baby Luigi, which was fun to see when they were, I think they were like playing with the shrinking gun, and they come across that dinosaur, so that was really cool. Dry Bowser at the end really got me excited. And then Wart, who I'm not too familiar with, but I recognized him when he popped up. So some of the big universe building characters, which is my next point I want to talk about. Like, Nintendo is really growing its movie universe with Fox McCloud, with Wart, with Pikeman, with Mr. Game & Watch. It's really opening up this world to do a bunch of spin-offs and expand this movie cinematic universe that they're building within Nintendo. We got the Sonic games going on now. That's Sega. But I kind of like to lump all these together because eventually, like I said, Sonic does cross over into the Smash Brothers game. But that's another one that's growing. We've got Detective Pikachu, which I hope they finally return to after all these years, because that movie was fantastic. I want them to expand on that movie and make the Pokemon cinematic universe, which would be great. To finally get Ash. We can get some more Pokemon up in here, like Entei. Maybe they can do a live action version of Pokemon 3. That would be great. Or Pokemon 2000. Like, there's so much that they can do with this. And I think with the success of the Sonic movies and the Mario movies now, I think this is going to open up the door for a lot of different ones that they can do. Like the Star Fox movie, that's going to be a huge hit. I feel like that's going to be like a big, like, homage or praise to Star Wars, I think is what they could do. Like, it's going to be awesome to see all these different side projects and then bring them all together Avengers style in a Smash Brothers movie. It's right there in front of them. Even with the Luigi Haunted Mansion movie would be fantastic. And I think this movie in particular opens up the door for all that stuff. I'm super excited for the future of the Nintendo cinematic universe. All right, so those are all the notes I had for today. Let's move into the categories, the potential iconic scenes, since this is still technically a new release. What scenes will be iconic in the future when you hear the title, the Super Mario Galaxy movie. So first up, discovering Yoshi, which is a big moment. My mom hasn't seen this movie yet, and she's going to flip when she sees Yoshi on screen because they did a fantastic job with Yoshi. Donald Glover did a great job at voicing, doing the Yoshi voice. But the look and how he acted in the movie was so cool and so well done. So that's got to be an iconic scene for sure. Rosalina getting kidnapped, that battle, like I mentioned, with her and the mechanism machine, crab machine that Bowser Jr. drives to kidnap her was really good. Like the special effects with the battle with her wand and all the weapons that Bowser Jr. shoots at her. Really awesome fight sequence. We have Mario and Luigi going up against Bowser Jr. when he attacks the Mushroom Kingdom to get his father back from Mario and Luigi. Really awesome. Really great fight choreography with like the giant paintbrush where he turns himself metal. It's really, really cool. Meeting Fox McCloud. So like I said, I'm going to be super biased in this episode today. That is my favorite scene. That is going to be the iconic scene that I think of when I hear the title of the movie. Meeting Fox McCloud and hearing Glenn Powell's voice was incredible with McCloud interacting with Mario and interacting with Peach and all that. It's just really awesome. The way he looked was basically copy and paste from the games. It's warms my heart that they did Fox McCloud right, and I can't wait until he gets his own movie. It's going to be fantastic. And then the last scene I have as a potential iconic scene is them fighting dry Bowser at the end of the movie, which was great. That's where we see Game & Watch be used by Luigi. But the fact that they put dry Bowser in here was awesome. Like, so awesome. That fight at the end was really, really iconic between Mario and Luigi and Bowser. It was so cool. But like I said, I think the most potential iconic scene for me is going to be meeting Fox McCloud for the first time. It's just, I felt like a young kid again in the theater watching one of my favorite Nintendo characters come to life on screen. So say in the comments below, what's your potential iconic scene from the Super Mario Galaxy movie? Favorite quotes. They didn't have too many on here. I had to kind of dig for these ones. Like I said, I'm going to be biased during this episode. Half of these are from Fox McCloud. Back away from this strange red plumbing man and nobody gets hurt. Nice stash and might want to hang on to something. Though when hearing Glenn Powell say those as Fox McCloud just gave me goosebumps. It was awesome. This one from Bowser Jr. I'm Bowser Jr. and I'm going to be taking my father now. Really good by Benny Safdie. This one from Bowser. I am the Lord of Bones. I am the Skull King. And then Yoshi saying Yoshi 1,000 times, which is very iconic. I think my favorite is probably going to be Nice Stash when he refers to Mario. Really, really cool. Shows him how charming Fox McCloud is and how friendly he is with anybody. A couple fun facts here before we dive into the rankings today. The stained glass rendering of Princess Peach seen in her castle is taken directly from Super Mario 64, which is probably the Mario game I played the most other than Sunshine and Galaxy. Growing up, I mean, Mario 64 is what we lived on. And then eventually we got the GameCube, and that's when we started playing Galaxy and Sunshine and all those other ones. But Super Mario 64 played the shit out of as a kid. The film was originally planned to be a smaller scale sequel inspired by Super Mario World or Super Mario Odyssey, which is where the rumors come in, thinking that, okay, they didn't do Odyssey this time. Maybe Odyssey will be the third one. Before the team decided on Galaxy due to finding its grander and more dramatic scale exciting, causing the film's scope to grow as a result. This is likely why the film contains elements from both World and Odyssey on top of Galaxy. So they kind of meshed all three together and made this big, giant sequel. And I think they kind of did it on purpose, too, to grow the universe like I talked about, because eventually they're going to be getting into this world building spin-offs and the Smash Brothers movie. I think they kind of did both, where they were going to originally do a smaller script, but they're like, hey, let's go big. Let's blow this universe up and show the fans what's coming in the future. And then the entire dinosaur scene is a shot-for-shot death scene of the Tyrannosaurus and the sharp tooth from the Land Before Time. So that was pretty cool. thought I recognized that scene from somewhere. Turns out it's Land Before Time. So as you can tell, I really, really liked the Super Mario Galaxy movie. We'll get into the rankings and the popcorn rating here shortly, and we'll do the Blockbuster Showdown and some other things. But just to kind of wrap things up a bit, I had a blast watching this in the theaters. Absolutely loved it. Fox McCloud, I'm for the thousandth time super biased with him. I think he was my favorite part of the movie. I know he was my favorite part. And it's just kind of odd that Mario wasn't the star of a Mario movie. He was kind of outshined a little bit by Rosalina, by Bowser Jr., by Fox McCloud. It's just a lot of characters getting thrown in here. Donkey Kong pops up in here again, voiced again by Seth Rogen. I forgot to add him on there. But yeah, it's kind of strange that Mario isn't the star of the Super Mario Galaxy movie. It ends up being some of these other characters that they introduce, like Fox McCloud. So let's wrap things up like we always do with the rankings. We're going to go through the top 5 video game films. We're going to go through the Blockbuster Showdown where we pit Mario Brothers movie versus the Mario Galaxy movie. We'll do Best in Show, and you could probably guess who it's going to be. And then we'll wrap it up with the popcorn rating of the film. So first up, we got the top 5 video game films. At number 5, we got Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I really, really love the Sonic movies. I don't know if I think we reviewed Sonic 3, I think, when it came out. I don't think I've reviewed all the other ones on the show. But Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is really awesome. That's where we get introduced to Tails and Knuckles, and it just blows up the Sonic franchise. I'm giving that one 5 popcorns. It comes in at number 5 for the top 5 video game films. Number 4, this is where Super Mario Brothers movie comes in. I got this one 5 popcorns as well. Spoiler alert, all these are going to be 5 popcorns on the rating. That's why they are the top 5. I don't have any video game movie yet to have the golden popcorn. We'll see if Mortal Kombat 2 has it. We'll see if Sonic 4 gets it. But so far, I don't have any video game films to hit the golden popcorn. Not even Detective Pikachu, and I love Detective Pikachu. Still only comes in at 5 popcorns. Number 3, this is where I'm going to put Super Mario Galaxy movie. Really, really love it. I'm putting it above Super Mario Brothers movie just a little bit, but it's a top 3 for me. Really, really enjoyed it, and probably because Fox McCloud's in there. Number 2, Detective Pikachu. Really, absolutely love Detective Pikachu. We haven't reviewed it on this show yet. Eventually, we're going to do a lot of these video game films and like a video game season on the show. Very excited about that. But Detective Pikachu comes in at number 2 in the top 5. Really, really love it. I love Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu. And then number 1, Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Fantastic movie. I love Keanu Reeves as Shadow. I love the storyline with Jim Carrey coming back as Dr. Robotnik, and it plays his father or his grandfather as well. Ben Schwartz does a fantastic job as Sonic in here. You get Knuckles and Tails teaming up to go against Shadow. It's freaking awesome. I love Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Can't wait to watch it again. So that is the top 5 video game films so far. Blockbuster Showdown. Like I said, we're going to pit Mario Brothers movie versus Galaxy movie. I've kind of already spoiled it with the ranking, but Galaxy movie is the winner. I really, really like it. Just slightly more than the Mario Brothers movie, but I really, really liked the Mario Brothers movie as well. This was a tough battle between the two, but I'm going with Galaxy just by a little bit. And no, not just because Fox McCloud's in there. Like, I really, really like Mario Brothers. It was a really great way to introduce this universe, introduce the Mario and Luigi characters. But I feel like Galaxy takes what the Mario movie did right and just builds on it more. It grew the universe more. It gave Princess Peach a little bit more to do. It gave Toad a little bit more to do. It introduced Yoshi, which is a huge part of the Mario universe. It just does really... And Rosalina was great. Looks like they're teasing Daisy will finally join in here. Bowser Jr. was good as an antagonist. And then we get Bowser 2 is kind of conflicted between good and bad, but he ends up being bad anyways because that's just Bowser is. But just ever so slightly, I'm giving Mario Galaxy movie the winner of the Blockbuster Showdown. Best in show. You could probably guess who I'm going to say. It's Glenn Powell as Fox McCloud. He stole the show from me. He was the best part of this movie, which is strange because it's a Mario movie. It's not a Star Fox movie. But Glenn Powell is the winner of Best in Show for the Super Mario Galaxy movie. And then, like I said, the popcorn rating is 5 popcorns. I've really, really enjoyed this movie. One of my favorite movies of the year so far. It's definitely in consideration for top 5 of the year. I don't think it's going to be my favorite movie of the year, but I could easily see it cracking the top 5 in the Cinematic Awards for this year of 2026. So that is going to do it for today's Mario Galaxy review episode. I had a lot of fun doing some research for this show, and I can't wait to own this and watch it over and over again. Watch it with the double feature with the first movie. Can't wait for a Smash Brothers movie. Can't wait for potentially a Luigi Haunted Mansion movie. Can't wait for the Star Fox movie. Nintendo is doing it right. I can't wait for Sonic 4 next year. That's going to be great. Just a lot of awesome things coming from the video game world. We got Fallout show going on. We've got the Mortal Kombat sequel coming out this weekend. It's a good day, and it's a good year, and it's a good time to be a video gamer because they are finally giving us movies and TV shows that we can love. It's just really, really awesome. Can't wait. And they just announced a Call of Duty movie. Gonna be awesome. There's a lot of great stuff. Now they just need to do a Battlefield movie. They need to do a Gears of War movie. Like, there's so much they can do. Awesome. So that's going to do it for today's show. Like I said, the Michael Jackson review episode for Michael will be coming out later this week. We've got the Loki review episode coming out for the Marvel Marathon we're doing. We're going to do seasons 1 and season 2 together. And then we'll do the Mortal Kombat 2 review episode next week after the weekend it premieres. So a lot of great stuff coming out. Hope you guys all have a good rest of the week and stay tuned for more content coming from Cinematic Reviews this week. Check out the website, cinematic-reviews.com. Check out the social media pages and follow us on YouTube. Later, everybody.